In this video, lesson 3 in learning to crochet, I'm going to show you the half double crochet stitch, the turning chain for that stitch, and we'll make our next coaster. But stick around after and I'll have a bonus video for you with some tips on maintaining a uniform tension when you crochet. Let's get started. To get started, I want you to chain 10 to 15 stitches with your practice yarn and then single crochet across. You'll remember from last time that it can be difficult to crochet into the foundation chain, so let's help ourselves out since we're learning a new stitch and make a nice base to work with. I'll let you to it. All right, at the end of this row, you're going to make a turning chain. But since a half double crochet is taller than a single crochet, you're going to chain twice before you turn. One more time. At the end of the row, if the first stitch in the next row is half double crochet, you chain once, twice, and then turn. And now you're ready to crochet into the first stitch right here. But before we push our hook through the stitch, there's one more step that we add. You're going to yarn over and then push it through. I'll show you again. Yarn over and then push it through. It can be a bit tricky to keep the yarn over on the hook while you push it through the stitch, so some tips: keep the yarn in your yarn hand pointed high, and then also tilt your hook down a bit and up in the back, and then go through. Now the last few steps are real close to the single crochet. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and then pull through all 3 loops. And ta-da! That's one half double crochet. So let's do it again. Yarn over and then push your hook through the stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop for 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, push your hook through the stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Pull through all 3 loops. So I want you to keep going until the end of the row. Crochet like a pro. Ta-da! You've now finished one full row of half double crochet. You'll notice it looks slightly different from the first row of single crochet that we did, and that it's taller. Now that we're at the end of our row, it's time for our turning chain again. You're going to chain twice and then turn. So here it looks slightly different than when you were crocheting into a single crochet. Before, you were aiming for a horizontal line and then 2 bumps, which would be closer to what this looks like. But when you're crocheting into a half double crochet stitch, you're going to aim for the spot between these 2 parallel horizontal lines. This right here, 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 here. So let's stitch. Yarn over, push your hook through the stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 3 loops. Yarn over, push hook through, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over and push through the stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops. There we go. So I want you to just keep going until you have like 4 or 5 rows going, and I'll be right back. Here is 4 rows of half double crochet and 1 row of single crochet at the bottom. In my opinion, half double crochet rows are the hardest to count to try and distinguish between the rows, so I'm going to show you how. So this row right here is our single crochet row, and then the first row of half double crochet is a horizontal line with small V's underneath it, and then the next row is sort of like a sideways triangle here, and then these two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the next row is back to the horizontal line with the V's. And then the next row is the sideways triangles. So when you're doing projects, look for those two markers to help you count rows. And you'll notice on the reverse, see, the first row looks like the sideways triangles, and then the second row looks like the horizontal line with the V's, and then the sideways triangles, and then the horizontal line and the V's. Right. They look the same, but going in different directions. So when your stitching starts to look consistent, I want you to grab your red ball of yarn and we'll make our second coaster. Congratulations! You're ready to begin your second coaster. This is what it will look like when it's all finished, so let's get going. You're going to grab your red ball of yarn and make a slip knot, and then you're going to chain 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. Now you're going to turn your chain flat, and you're going to half double crochet into the third stitch in line. So when you're crocheting into the foundation chain, which is just the first chain that you make in a project, the first few stitches act like a turning chain later in the project. So in a single crochet, a turning chain is one chain, so we skip the first stitch. And in a half double crochet, the turning chain is 2 stitches, so we're skipping these 2 and going into this one. So let's half double crochet. There we are. So then keep half double crocheting down the row. Now that you're in your first row, you should have 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's time for our turning chain. 1, 2, turn. And you're going to half double crochet across. You're going to do the same thing again and again for a total of 8 rows of half double crochet. So 7 more rows. You can do it. Yay! You now have 8 rows of half double crochet and almost completed coaster. So the last step is just to cut the yarn about 6 inches down, and you should have a bit extra. Then pull the end through, all the way through, and tighten it gently. Then weave in your ends, and you have a finished coaster. You can see even the 2 that I made don't exactly match up in size, which is all about tension, which is what I'm discussing in the bonus video for this episode. So I hope you stick around for that. Otherwise, I'll see you next time where we will learn the double crochet and make our third coaster. Plus, I'll show you some alternatives to the turning chains on the side. I'll see you there. Since we're learning a new stitch, let's help ourselves out and give us a nice, that's not coming out right. Okay. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Oh, I forgot. That's not gonna We're not doing single crochet anymore. Okay.